Welcome to Planit Butter, my world, my planet, where I hopefully inspire you to take fun seriously by being Intucentric. Each week, we explore new ways of applying Planit Butter's non-linear thinking lens to modern society. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied philosophy. The philosophy on Planit Butter is called Intu-centric-ism. Say it with me. Intu-centric-ism. Intucentricism. You'll catch on quick. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. Thanks for joining me in my 96th episode. Usually I say our 90-something, whatever episode, but I said mine today, which I think is beautiful. It is mine. Me, myself, and Intucentric. I share it with you, so it's ours, but fundamentally, it's mine, and fundamentally, it's ours. Such is Intucentric. Stick with me. So, today, we will be applying Planit Butter's nonlinear thinking lens to Planit Butter's perspective on time. Because really, that's what being Intucentric is. And forgive my phone, we have notes here today. Being Intucentric is about the individual's timeline. It's about personal responsibility and alignment, which becomes the individual's timeline when being Intucentric, which is leading with our intuition while prioritizing self-control and self-expression. The result is in the best interest for all. The collective. One. Uni. Universe. All of us. One of you. One of me. Quite the recording location we have today. We are literally on the side of the road in the desert in Joshua Tree, California. Hello, America. Oh, man. So, as always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life approach. myplanet2yours@gmail.com. myplanet2yours@gmail.com. So, when I was on my flight to this lovely country, I watched, it was my second time seeing it, but it was The Theory of Everything, which was really about Stephen Hawking and his book on time. And when they were talking about it, I was like, Planit Butter's latest book is on time. Also, different, but same. Time through Planit Butter's lens. Being Intucentric is taking responsibility for your timeline. So now I wrote a little, we can call it a poem, in response to this little dance of my own thinking surrounding the fact that of Stephen Hawking's renowned work on time and his theories in relation to how Planit Butter's book is also about time, not yet renowned work. We'll get there. And how mine is not theory, it's embodiment. I am the specimen, the embodiment of the philosophy of the not theory, because it's not a theory. It is extracted from my own existence, from my own ability to conceptualize how I fundamentally recognize myself to operate and how skillful I am at being a human as I see it, and how helpful it can be and how valuable it can be when made objective and applicable to the collective. Enter Planit Butter. So, the little poem, if you will. Many praised works are theories. Theories, though? Theories are just logic applied to philosophy. Nope. Theories are just logic applied to possibility. And math is made up as much as the science it's proving. It's reflecting truth. Many praised works are theories. Theories, though, theories are just logic applied to possibility. And math is made up as much as the science it's proving. It's reflecting truth through humanity's operating system to our best ability. Intucentric, though. Intucentric is an embodiment. It's not a theory. It's lived. It's learned. It's evolutionary. Society applauds the theories, fears the embodiment, doubts the embodiment, and remains confused until I'm more widely accepted. Then society applauds me. Will they participate, though? I don't need applause. I need participation. We need participation. It's a breed of human potential. Intucentric. It's not about me. It's for me. It's through me. It's in the best interest of all. The more participation, the greater the potential, the larger the breed. Now, this had me thinking as well how society loves this turning point narrative. It's like, first this, I was this way, and then this happened, and I became this way. A gentleman asked me recently at a work event for my turning point story. And he didn't use those words. When did you switch, he said. I'm like, what do you mean switch? I am not a light switch. I am not a remote. I am not a car. I am not a machine that flips on and off. It's an evolution. Planit Butter existed before I conceptualized it, before I was born. I swear, I'm more confident that I came from Planit Butter and then through the magic of the universe was somehow born to my parents. And now we're here in a car on the side of the road talking to a computer. Because Planit Butter sent me to educate society about how to be Intucentric. It's an evolution. It's your evolution. It's the individual's timeline. It's the taking responsibility for ourselves, for our individual timeline. And as I love to tell you guys, personal responsibility through Planit Butter's lens is the willingness to do more, do less, and pivot what we can control. What can we control? Ourselves. Personal responsibility. Matched with our understanding that we are part of something so much freaking larger than humans can possibly fathom. The universe. We are all extensions of this one thing. Magical, energetic, boop, 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 boop thing. And so there's no turning point. There are turns along the way. There are boundaries realized, recognized, respected. But there wasn't a, I was this and then I was that. This was, I fucking love peanut butter, so that's my world. And from this world, we embody this way of being that is clarifying our boundaries, respecting those boundaries, becoming more and more confident in doing so, and sustaining or reconnecting with our alignment because of that. And we match that with our ability to be friends with ourselves, self-friendship, embracing, understanding, and enjoying ourselves. And then we layer those two babies on with the Planit Butter Jet ring of consciousness, our cycle for decision making. Intuition, sensations, action, sensations again. And with this, what I wanted to take into consideration today is this idea of our past self, our future self, and our present self. The idea is this: our past self needs, our future self directs, and our present self responds. The reason our past self needs is because that is the version of us who has the tangible human form, earth, see, touch, feel experiences that informs us, our present selves, of our boundaries because of those past experiences as a baseline. Our future self directs because that's the version of us that is intangible and is connected to, as I see it, as Planit Butter sees it, our intuition, because that's the part of us that is part of the universe, part of what we literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we actually cannot fathom what that is. There's a reason we experience these concepts of deja vu. There's a reason we go places that feel familiar or give us that little jolt of something. There's past lives, there's future lives, there's all these things. Time is not linear. There's so many places, like the galaxies, all the things. We don't know. So let's play into the idea that our future self does exist and they can direct us. And the present self responds to that direction from our future self, who theoretically, this is the theoretical part of Planit Butter, knows better. And the present self has to be wise enough to listen to that intuition, to that future self, while knowing the past self, being friends with ourselves, so that present self can simultaneously clarify and respect our boundaries while listening to the direction of our future self, informing the direction of our timeline, whether we choose to be in alignment or not. That's pretty cool. And when we match that with one of my latest concepts of evolutionary staging, which I talked about in, I don't know, episode 93 or 4. Evolutionary staging is essentially the choreography of, and I'm still toying with the definition, but it's the choreography of the universe and our personal responsibility. So when we are Intu-centric, we are able to fathom this concept of evolutionary staging because our level of awareness is superb. We are investing so much attention into our lives, into the micro interactions, conversations, passings, thoughts, nuances, as much as we possibly can, taking action based on our known boundaries and desired direction, which, when Intucentric, is to be in alignment. The desired direction is to be in alignment, because that is always in our best interest. Our fly came to say hello. So when we match, we did that. We matched it. Good job. Now, I wrote this other note. Timeless evolution sounds almost contradictory, yet time is irrelevant. Well, I guess that's what timelessness is. On Planit Butter, timeline is alignment. The individual's timeline. The individual's pace. We're all on this earth for our own unique amount of time. Our own pacing, our own flow, our own alignment. So there's something to me about the phrase and framing of timeline that hopefully delivers the concept of an individual's unique evolution. Onward. That's a Blizzard's Dictionary term. You can see more on Planit Butter Substack. So our timeline, when we're Intucentric, is composed of that evolutionary staging. It's our ability to observe the dance between our personal responsibility and the universe. We either cyclically live or we practice being Intucentric and compound into our ideal self. As we compound into our ideal self by being Intucentric, integrating the 3 core methods, boundaries, confidence, alignment, integrating self-friendship, integrating the Planit Butter jet ring of consciousness, our cycle for decision-making, we'll find ourselves in different seasons of our life. Yeah? So our individual alignment is our unique season. And I find that in this concept of evolutionary staging, our internal world has needs, not wants. Listen very carefully to this. Our internal world has needs that are mirrored to us through our external world, inviting us to show up for our personal responsibility. That's what that evolutionary staging really becomes. It's this awareness of everything to such a degree, that we recognize what our needs are. And our needs are not always fun. That's why we say it's not easy, but we can choose to make it fun, because sometimes what we need isn't what we want, right? And what we need is given to us, and what we need becomes that opportunity to take personal responsibility, be willing to do more, do less, and pivot with ourselves, because that's the only thing we can control. And so our internal needs attract our external circumstances, which become our invitation for taking personal responsibility. And this becomes the seasons of ourselves, our season, our alignment, our life. You see? So, example, I've been noticing that with my traveling way of being, I've called it so many things, but my way of being, my Intucentric way, has evolved to this place of each location I am migrating to perfectly depicts that season that I'm in. Whether it's 10 days or 2 days. It's like when I was in LA for just the last almost 2 weeks, that season was matched externally, like my internal needs that I didn't know I needed until I was given the circumstances I was given. I didn't know these were needs. You see? So I needed to take this personal responsibility. And specifically with LA, it's a city. It's very social. It was a social time. And so my deeper work became secondary. And when I say my deeper work, I mean the work that I love to do, the Planit Butter work that I wanted to be doing, but it wasn't time for. Now we're in Joshua Tree and it's become time again for the deeper layer work of Planit Butter. That LA was more like a superficial layer of meetings and events and what have you. You see, so that became the season, was like that more social season, 2 weeks. You see, it just varies. I don't know if that's super helpful or not. You guys can let me know. But there's just something to that. And again, we can bring it full circle with the matching it of my past self My younger self has needs, and my present self is responding to those needs while taking direction from my future self to compound into my ideal self. And with that, there's layers of this concept of what liminal spaces are and earning our clarity through personal responsibility. And the liminal spaces are, I think I've been talking about that here and there in different ways, but it's like these, it's all this transitional stuff. I don't really have words for it yet, and I'm really still talking through all of this, but I wanted to talk through liminal spaces, this concept of earning clarity and decisiveness with divinity. I'm going to toy with those more, but I wanted to put it on the podcast radar so that you guys can even just hear the terms that I'm toying with, see what comes up for you, and see how it might connect to your interpretation of your way of being Intucentric. Now, 3 more things before we close this out. 1, learn, release, retain. I was thinking about this a lot too, because in school, for tests and stuff, I didn't believe in studying, which I'm sure won't surprise you, because I either learned it or I didn't. And I'm not going to memorize something just to write it down on your test. Memorizing is not learning. I either learned it or I didn't. I was like, I am testing to see what I've learned. So, no. And yeah, just memorization's not really it, in my opinion. And also, we're constantly exposed to new information. And if we choose to pursue new experiences and new information, then what's retained becomes what's relevant to us in the big picture of our unique evolution. So learn, release, retain. So learn something, don't memorize it, learn it, consume it, and then move on. And then whatever stays is what's retained. And then that becomes what's naturally important to you and your alignment. And then that compounds into creativity. Because then what is retained from the countless sources of information that you've learned from becomes your baseline for your creativity. Because you are then connecting the different dots of what you've retained versus memorizing a bunch of shit and then spitting it back to society. Not very helpful, is it? We need new thinking. We need new, fresh ideas, unique voices. Planit Butter's mine. Seriously. It blows my mind what the preaching that happens with the lack of action. Why are people still regurgitating information researched or philosophized centuries ago without new thought? Reference information, but memorizing and repeating is not as helpful as you guys seem to think, in my humblerant opinion. That's another Blictionary word. You guys can look that up later. So the second to last thing is a perspective dance with this concept of the bigger person that society loves. Yes, be the bigger person, meaning expand yourself by respecting your boundaries. Damn, these shadows. Hey. Be the bigger person, expand yourself. So therefore, larger. Respect your boundaries informs that bigger person. Energy, ability, capacity, what have you. Should we move the car? Oh, let's see if we reverse a little bit. Where's the sun gonna go? Right in our freaking eyes. Okay. Try it here. I don't know, guys. It's just me, myself, and Intu-centric, like I said. We don't have a team yet. Also, we got a new microphone. That's what this baby is. So I just feel like sometimes this concept of be the bigger person gets tricky with people's boundaries. So I wanted to do the perspective dance because I feel like sometimes people think they need to be the bigger person, and being the bigger person in a certain context might not respect the person's boundaries. All right, guys, let's wrap this baby up. So I went back to listen to a quote unquote random episode of From My Planet to Yours just for fun, and I landed on episode 34, where I quote, "Confusion is for the curious, practice is for the confident, and remember, nobody cares until they do. And by then, you'll have clarity, and that is why they will care." Think about it. Let me know what you think. Let me know how many questions you have. We did it again from the side of the road. Oh, look, the moon! In Joshua Tree, sun in our face, car under our feet. Email me any questions you have about Planit Butter's philosophy or your world. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. Thanks for visiting Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to take fun seriously by being Intu-centric. Stick with me. I'll keep showing you how. From my planet to yours, Jordan, Alexandra, Lizard, Planet. See you Thursday.